my own cherished future women entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen, what if the next idea to transform health services in this country came from an SHS student? What if the next idea, a business idea, technology, came from an SHS student? 3-4 years ago, and before I proceed, help me welcome my wife. She's here. She doesn't normally welcome me. She normally doesn't join me for such programs. Joyce, you want to stand up so that you're recognized again? She's the CEO of Sinapiaba Savings and Loans. I think this is maybe it's only the first time that she's joined me in any of my programs, so I have to do this. It's really exciting to have her here. So I asked this question because 3-4 years ago, Paul, myself, and is Will here, Professor Owusu-Ansah, we sat together and we're having a conversation about entrepreneurships. Generally, you all know the statistics. Africa is low on ideas and innovations, and our contributions to patents is still less than 5% globally. Our track in terms of publication is still under 3% of the global contribution of scholarships and evidence. And whereas we have improved in access to tertiary education, we're also aware that females in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, whilst improving, is still below the expectation that we have. And what is more, when it comes to female in entrepreneurships, it's even worse, the statistics. And so 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, Paul, myself, and Will, we sat in my office then at the Pro-Vice-Chancellor's office, and we're having a conversation, and we said, why do we have to wait until they come to the university before we start this whole idea? And I recall that what we said at the time, Paul, was that catch them young. And we said, let's catch them young. Health entrepreneurship is about identifying health problems and creating solutions through businesses, technology, research, or community. Where the women make up a large part of the global health workforce, not least our population is still more women than, as you know, men. In Ashanti region, it's still 51% to 49%. Yet, historically, they have been underrepresented among founders, inventors, and investors. Women innovators bring different perspectives on health challenges. It's a fact. They bring greater attention to underserved population. They bring solutions for issues that have often been overlooked. Our message is that diverse teams create better solutions. I'll give you a few examples of women who have been trailblazers in this space. Dr. Corbett-Hilaire, Kismekia Corbett-Hilaire, an American viral immunologist, scientist who played a major role in the development of Moderna vaccine. COVID-19, does it ring a bell? Yep. Female. The lesson there is that science can directly improve the lives of millions. If we do not get the Moderna vaccine, I don't know whether some of us would be alive here today. Nope. Dr. Rebecca Richards-Cortum, an American bioengineer, an inventor, an educator, and a global health leader. She developed affordable medical technologies for resource-poor settings. The lesson is that innovation doesn't have to be expensive to be impactful. It doesn't have to be expensive to be impactful. Patricia Bath was an American ophthalmologist, developed and invented low technologies in resource-poor settings for dealing with cataract. Cataract. A device that improved cataract surgery and restored sight to many, 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 many patients. The lesson is that innovation often begins with seeing a problem and refusing to accept the problem. And the list can go on and on and on. In Ghana, and certainly in Africa, in Ghana we have Esther, Madame Esther Efua Oklu, one of Africa's most influential business women. And many of you know her. And there are many, 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 many such. Patricia Poku Diaby is another example. And they tell us that innovation can happen anywhere, including in your own communities. And what does it look like? It doesn't have to be a very big thing. And in health entrepreneurship, it can start as a simple health app, designing a medical device, starting a community health initiative that gathers momentum, developing an AI tool that helps with diagnosis, improve healthcare delivery with a new intervention that seeks to improve the existing, create affordable healthcare products. And we know that there are challenges. We sing the same chorus all the time: limited resources, lack of mentors, particularly female mentors. And therefore, we are delighted that we can have our mentors who are here. And of course, in our environment, there's also gender stereotyping. A lot of gender stereotyping. Oh, this one is for only men. This one is only for women. And so on and so forth. We want to break all those barriers and balance multiple responsibilities while we ensure that our next generation are able to do exactly what we are here for. The challenges in our world are real. Our challenges are real. But they are not barriers to success. They are avenues for opportunities to think about solutions. That means our many problems and challenges afford us the opportunity to think solutions. So what can you do as a future university student? Let me see the SHS students who are here. Give me a wave. Let me see you, okay? Right. What can you do? Stay curious about your health problems. Stay curious. And study the subjects and enjoy them. I'm sure that you are looking at me and thinking, how can I enjoy this difficult subject? Biology, physics, chemistry, and the like. Engineering, business, technology, and so on and so forth. They're difficult. Math, very difficult. But enjoy them, because those are the tools that will help you to be able to develop those solutions. Join clubs. Be part of such conversations as we're doing today. Learn digital skills. As for you and your generation, you cannot afford to play catch-up about digital solutions and skills. Seek mentors. And in seeking mentors, learn to serve and be loyal to the senior colleagues. And believe that age does not limit impact. Let me close by saying that I want to welcome all of you to this groundbreaking, complementary to what we do here in KNUST by way of FemSTEM, but the emphasis here is on entrepreneurships and innovations. The next breakthrough in healthcare may not come from a giant company that is currently existing. It may come from a student who notices a problem, asks the right question, and dares to create a solution. Some of you sitting here today could become the next generation of women leaders in health, entrepreneurship, and innovation. See a problem, learn deeply about the problem, create a solution, and help us to improve the lives of our people. And on that note, I declare this FemSTEM convening or conference. I'm expecting something here. Where is it? Is it supposed to be here? Because I can't declare it without. So give me a few seconds whilst I wait for. I'm going to ask the women leaders and some of the key panelists. Shall we do it later? Okay, all right. Princess is full of surprises all the time, so I'll wait. So I welcome you, and I declare this FemSTEM conference or workshop that we have for the next 2 days duly commenced. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you. Portia, are you here? Okay. I have some very lovely ladies I work with. They are always full of surprises. Can you imagine? Full of surprises. Okay, I'm going to ask, after you've taken a couple of photos, you can join me here. I'm going to ask all the ladies seated, right? Is that you, Tracy? Oh my goodness, come on here. Come join me. And Dr. Felicity, Professor Felicity, please, Dr. Matilda, all of you, please join me. The ladies, this is your show. I want you to come, please. Come, all you ladies, come, lady leaders.
Shall we welcome them with a round of applause?
Come around. Please come around. And I'm going to ask Dr. Lam, please come and hold the knife. Tracy, please join her. Dr. Professor Felicity, please join in. We're going to cut this. I don't know how you're going to do it. You can do it from here, from the top. So the idea is that we're going to launch this FemSTEM with this beautiful cake that our ladies are going to cut. And this commemorates a new era of females reoriented towards entrepreneurships and innovation right at the senior high school level. Thank you so very much. We cut this cake in the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Yay. So you can see that I didn't tell them that these were going to light up. Thank you so very much. Thank you. You may take your seats now, please. Please resume your seats. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Ellis, and our wonderful team of women.
That was a wonderful opening session, isn't it? And it can only be in KNUST. So, whilst we're receiving our warm welcome by the PI, we had a few dignitaries enter in, and I would like us to acknowledge them. We have Professor Tracy Naladi from the University of Cape Town. We also have Marie-Therese Ndai. Marie, are you here? Thank you. We have Zolani Mboka. Pardon me if I don't get the pronunciation of the name so perfect. We also have Professor Felicity Esiedu Apia. And then we have Mrs. Mary Asante Asamoah. All right, thank you all. Our PI has given us a very warm reception, so you can be sure that you can feel very relaxed and at home, and know that by way of Ghanaian tradition, you are going to be well taken care of all through your stay here. But up next, we want to take a remark from the Africa Health Collaborative. Shall we invite Dr. Penina Lam to give us a short remark?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. What a great opening. Let's give a big thanks to the KNUST team. That has warmed our hearts, and I will say, even as we came in this morning, the music playing right out there always just amazes me how the KNUST leadership and amazing team here has the warmest welcome, so thank you. I see we're still having some students joining us, so I'll pause while they settle down. Wonderful. The KNUST Pro VC and PI, Professor Ellis, many distinguished guests who've joined us this morning, the KNUST leadership that's present here, and I know in many other ways represented, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I just first want to acknowledge the young people in the room. If you're under 36, I would love for you to stand up. And we're gonna give our applause to you. Anyone 36 and below. Woohoo! What a joy. For all of us who are over 36, you may have a seat, please. This is your day, and you are the distinguished guests. For the rest of us who are over 36, it's such a pleasure, and it's in your honor that we are here today. And so thank you for gracing us with your presence from the various schools that you represent. I just want to say thank you for making the time to join this workshop. And I know there are many more coming later on this morning. My name is Penina Lam. As I was introduced, I serve the Africa Health Collaborative. I lead the secretariat team, and I also serve within the University of Toronto's international office. And it brings me so much joy to have the opportunity to say hello to everyone here. I'm also speaking on behalf of the Health Collaborative Secretariat and have just a few words of encouragement to say to the young people who are in the room today. I want to start by sharing my story in a very abbreviated for 5 minutes or so. To me, entrepreneurship is not a word that I grew up with. It's not a word that was used very much in my upbringing until, I would say, probably the last decade. And many people still wonder, what all the fuss about entrepreneurship? And for you, some of you, it may still be a new term in your vocabulary. What is it all about? You're going to be finding that later as the day progresses through the many speakers. All I wanted to share is that when I was 13 years old, it was my first year in high school, my mother, looks like the lights are not cooperating, but I'll keep talking because town, you'll know what I'm talking about. She decided to start a corner store. That's the convenience store where you buy the sugar and the milk and everything else. And that is the biggest blessing that ever happened to me. Because what I learned through my mother's business is what I live and practice every day, and has really shaped my appreciation for and my understanding of what entrepreneurship is all about. I learned when I was in my high school years, because I got to do that work every day when I was home, and especially over the holidays. I learned the basics of money, financial literacy, which is so at the core of any business. I learned what it is to run a profit and to run a loss. I learned that if you don't count your money, you will lose it before you know what's going on. I learned that if you extend credit and the neighbor doesn't pay, you're on your own. I also learned the basics, fundamentals of customer service. That when people walk to your store, to your door, how to greet them, how to really respect them as a customer. I learned what it means when you eat all the sweets and drink the soda, that you've cut your bottom line into half. And I did a very good job of that, so I learned the hard way. What am I sharing that story for? It wasn't the fanciest of businesses, but it fed my family, it enabled us to go to school and do a few other things. There's no business idea too small. Whether it sounds small to other people, it may not be the most majestic idea. What I want to say to you is go forth, try it out, test it. Even if it fails, you'll have learned something. I'm sure there are many big, bold ideas in the health space that you'll be hearing about, that you'll be learning from in the course of your day here and beyond today. And while those are fantastic mentors to learn from, please pay attention to your humble roots, whatever that may be. There's no business idea too small. Learn from those small ideas and build up. I went on later in my life to create a consulting business. I fed my family for a good 5 years before I changed tune into something else. And all those examples of entrepreneurship, they shape us, they shape who we are. What I would encourage you, young as you are, is start off with something, whether it's your family business, whether it's you're employed by somebody else, whether it's just an idea that has been percolating in your head, go forth and do it and try it out. You will learn something. Now, on to the Africa Health Collaborative. Professor Ellis, obviously being the principal investigator, means the leader of this work within the KNUST institution. When they started to dream big about this big vision of the Africa Health Collaborative and what it means to the Ghanaian community, specifically here in Kumasi, it's actually a very big dream that not only touches Ghana, but that touches 7 other different countries where the Africa Health Collaborative is working. You all have cell phones, so I'm going to invite you following today, if you've not had the chance to look up the Africa Health Collaborative and the FemSTEM Africa 2026, just Google it up, learn about the great work that's happening across the different countries. It's such a pleasure to see our colleagues from Cape Town all the way, to see my colleagues from Toronto and many other institutions that are actually not present here, but are very much in the weeds working to uplift young people's lives through entrepreneurship and many other ways in the healthcare system. So I want to invite you to our website so that you can learn much more about the great work that's going on. I want to invite you, on the second row here, we have 6 ventures that have been selected this year. Let's give them a hand. These are your role models. I want to invite you to, hopefully during the break, get to meet them, say hello, and learn about their ventures. We'll be hearing about them later on, if not today, tomorrow. And I want to encourage you to think about what your idea could be. But at a minimum, start thinking about what could be. When you take that dream, when you take your vision and turn it into an idea that could help many, many other lives in your community, in your country. What I'll tell you is, when the time is right and you come knocking at KNUST, they will have a hub ready waiting for you to support your ideas, to mentor you, to coach you, to help grow that idea into something. And Professor Wilberforce, may I ask that you raise your hand? Thank you. If you don't know who to reach out to, Prof. Wilberforce leads the Health Entrepreneurship Initiative here at KNUST, and he'll be more than happy to support you in more ways than one in terms of where you can tap into the resources available through the KNUST Hub. I want to close by thanking my colleagues who do great work every day within the Africa Health Collaborative. And I also want to thank the institutional leadership for the commitment to support more young people at an early stage. This is the first of its kind where we bring young people to the room who are not at the university level. So I want to thank you for making time for this event today. And I want to also thank the MasterCard Foundation. They're not yet in the room, but will later be joining us, for their commitment and putting the investments that are making all this work possible through all our partner institutions within the Africa Health Collaborative. With those few words, I want to say many thanks, and may you enjoy the event.
Thank you very much, Professor Lam, especially for exposing our students and our ventures to the exciting opportunities in the Africa Health Collaborative. Students, I hope you heard the opportunities that are available for you when you graduate, so please do well to pass and pass well so that when you enter KNUST, the Africa Health Collaborative would open its doors to you in the space of entrepreneurship. Please let's give another round of applause to Dr. Lam. I'd like to acknowledge Madame Luella Chow. Madame Luella supports operations and events and comms at H2I. Please let's give her a round of applause. Thank you very much, Madame Luella. Ghana is a country full of rich culture, and as we are in the Ashanti region, I'd like to invite the Ebubro Kosia Kite cultural troupe to give us a cultural display. I hope you're excited for this segment. That was a very wonderful display of culture. So for our partners from the University of Toronto, that is the Kitty Dance. The Kitty Dance was originally performed in the royal courts of the Ashanti Kingdom, but nowadays it's performed in all other sectors and spheres such as weddings, funerals, and even wonderful programs like this. Please let's give Ebubro Kosua another round of applause. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce to you the keynote speaker for this event in the person of Professor Mrs. Ibok Odro. Professor Ibok is a food scientist at the Department of Food Science and Technology of KNUST. She's a professor of post-harvest technology and is a renowned scientist at KNUST. She had a bachelor's and master's degree in chemistry and arts, a doctorate in post-harvest technology at the University of Cranfield in the UK. Prof has participated in several professional workshops and trainings, including the executive program in entrepreneurship at the University of Transformation in Netherlands, African Women in Agricultural Research and Development, Women's Leadership and Management course in Nairobi, Kenya. Prof has over 20 years of practical and theoretical experiences in food processing, post-harvest management, value addition, product development, and sensory analysis. She has been lecturing and supervising both undergraduate and postgraduate students in the departments of food science and technology, as well as biochemistry and biotechnology in the KNUST since 1996. Please help me welcome Professor Mrs. Ibok Odro. Please, you can do better. You're welcome, Prof.
Good morning. How are you? That was very kind of you for that introduction. This morning, I'm privileged to be here with my young people. I want to thank the organizers for inviting me. Really, the week has been tense for me because I'm preparing for my inaugural lecture at Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. So when I got the letter in the office, I just sat down and said, Then I looked at it, and who was the person who signed it? I said, a pro-vice chancellor is always a pro-vice chancellor. Who am I to say no? So I had to put my hand together and gathered a group of people that we have to satisfy this. And that is why I'm here. So I want to say a big thank you for the organizers. God bless you. This morning is exciting for me because I was also a young lady some time ago. Really, this month will make me 30 years since I joined KNUST. On the 13th of June, exactly, will make me what? And as a young person, one of the things I loved doing was mixing things and seeing colors. And I think that is why I did chemistry, because I wanted to see reactions, different colors. So I will go to the yard and pick certain things to prepare food as small children. You don't enjoy those things. Your joy is now what? The phone. But I enjoyed this mixing and doing a lot of things with my hand. I didn't like smell of other things, but I like the smell of food. Why? Because in food, you can create and innovate. You can do what? Create and innovate. So if you want to enjoy that, visit me. You are invited to visit me. So this morning, the young ones don't like STEM, and they've told you I did chemistry. So because of that, I want to start with this. Because STEM, is the heart of the society. Humanity and development. Everybody, sometimes when I see my social science and arts people, they say they are not scientists. You can't tell me you are not a scientist, because science is about observation. It's about what? Observation. You observe things, you come back and ask yourself, what did I see today? So most times I ask my student, as you are walking to the lecture, what did you see? It is science. Is that okay? Then you look at health, energy, sound, costumes. Beautiful. Everything power. Costumes. Beautiful. Everything power. Food. Literature. So everyone is involved in what? STEM. Everyone. So today I want a mindset shift. A mindset what? Shift. Don't tell yourself you are not a scientist. You are one. Can you say that with me? I am what? I am what? Because everyone is involved in science. As STEM, science, you have chosen a path. What path have you chosen? A path of what? Curiosity, problem solving, and creation. You are not just students, you are future scientists, engineers, and what? Innovators. Girls can learn. They can do what? Learn, develop, and reach their potential in what? STEM fields. No limit. Only what one creates in their minds. That's the limit. It's your mind. It's your what? Your mind that can limit you. So unlimited opportunity exists in STEM. Exists what? In STEM. Sorry. The only limit in our life are those we impose on ourselves. You know that? The only limit is what you impose on yourself. So we need to reframe the narrative. We need to do what? Reframe the narrative. That STEM our field, not their field. As a young lady, don't say it's for boys. Reframe that and say STEM our field, not their field. Can we say that together? STEM is what? Our field, not what? Their. I can't hear it. It seems some doubts are still on. Please say it. STEM is what? Not. So we can and need to change this narrative. Science and math are difficult subjects. Engineering is, those things, women are entering a man's world. I don't want to hear that again. I don't want to do what? Hear that again. STEM not only a field we enter, it is a world to be built. And you and I are the what? The architects. We are what? The architects. When you live here, I want a different thinking. I want what? A different thing. Changing this narrative requires what? A game changer what? Mindset. A game what? Changer mindset. Is it science doing this to me? So today, challenges are too vast for one gender to solve. Are you getting it? One gender cannot solve. You know, we need 2 legs. I always say so. We need what? 2 legs. I tell you, the person you see here, I can jump, climb trees, because that is the home. There was no gender. To be frank, I didn't understand gender in my home. I never knew gender until I was, because I jump the tree, I play football, I climb trees, I do everything like my brothers. My brothers too were cooking. To be frank, they are the best cooks. So there was no, this is this, this is this. So that is how I grew up. I can climb ladder and remove cobwebs. I went to a school and cobwebs, they say, oh, it is because it's a girls' school. I said, who said so? That mindset that a girl cannot remove cobwebs because, no! We must train them from home. Anybody you train with that mind, that person can survive. Can do what? Survive. That's how I was trained. Do you get it? So at a point, they thought I was a young man, so they called me a tomboy. Because I move, I can do all that they can do. Bicycle ride, what is it? Because mom and dad make sure we grew without the gender what? Length. That time we didn't know there was a length called gender. We were growing together. Now we must be intentional. So climate change is there, health crisis, food security. It demands every brilliant mind we have. We are not competing. We are not competing. Rather, we are co-building stronger table together with our male champions, which we call what? Allies. That's why I talk about the two legs. We are working together to build a better table, the table that can stand very strongly. So be a game what? Please read this with me. Please read it again. It's already full of what? And just join. Is that okay? Okay. Food for thought. Food for thought. Write the vision. Make it plain. Write what? The vision. Make it plain and simple. African health landscape. Why we need ventures now? Do we need ventures? Yes, we need ventures. Don't we? Is it only for one group? No. The venture, you are one of those in the chain. And I want to tell you, every health problem is a venture what? Opportunity. Every health problem is what? A venture opportunity. And I'm showing you some probability of dying from HCD. I am not in that field. But the little I understand is that we are struggling. We are doing what? Struggling. Maternal and child mortality highest in the world. Malaria still a leading cause of what? So there are problems. There are what? Problems. And these problems are venture opportunities. Are what? Venture opportunities. If you can ask, you know, one thing I like about science is asking questions. You ask questions so that you provide solutions. You ask questions so that you do what? Provide solutions. Not to criticize, but to say what, why, who, and whom, and how. Those questions triggers a mind. Triggers what? A mind. So every problem is opportunity in what? Is opportunity in what? Disguise. It carries a form. It carries what? A form. You have to look inside it to see the nuances. But if you are not observant, you won't see it. Can we read this together? Sorry, because I'm a teacher. I will always do this. Please, can we read this together? That was Winston Churchill. Can you read it again? This is difficult. Which one? Who are you? Choose today where you want to belong. You are the game changer. You are what? The game changer. Choose. It's a choice. It's a choice. So venture opportunities in African health landscape. Is it digital? You are better in using this than me. Is it digital, mobile? You can use your phone to connect a doctor. Whatsoever, you can create an app. He said it. There are many things. Adaptive and assertive devices, wearable for physical people with what? Persons with what? Disability. They need you. They need me. You can design. And I'm sure most of those people who are today, we are going to celebrate the 6th. I could see some of their products falling in this space. Are you getting it? I can identify that. Portable diagnostic and biosensors to sense things around you. medical supply chain and logistics. All these are areas. Can you spend a little time? Now we are in AI, artificial and machine learning. Can you ask yourself, what is there that I can do in this space? What ideas can I generate from this space? And when I was looking at the group, I discovered some of your solutions are in these areas, in this world. Can one of you show me where yours belong? Can I see one hand from you? Where is yours? I would love to hear your voice. Yours is where? Adaptive, and I like that. Digital and mobile health. Where? Artificial intelligence. Supply chain and logistics. You can see that, and there are more rooms. There are what? More rooms. The space is so wide. So what do we do if we want to move our vision, which is idea to venture? First, identify a need. Do what? Do what? If I ask each of them who have a solution now, they identify a need. Build what? A team. Build what? A team. There are certain skills you need for that. I believe in partnership. You don't lose your identity. You collaborate. You don't lose your identity. Everybody progresses and thrives because it's only collaboration that brings growth. That brings what? Growth. You begin to remove your silos way of thinking and you begin to think system. System thinking is needed for complex issues. Are you getting it? So as we move forward, let's build what? A team. Test your ideas and do it over, reiterate it. Seek what? Funding and skill. So there's a component of plan and then the reality. When the reality comes, you are sort of not straight, because I tell people when I was doing chemistry and they used to talk about uncertainty principles, I told myself, hey, what type of abstract is this? But in real world, life is not linear. Life is not what? Linear. There are a lot of uncertainties. Ability to adapt, to change, to move on is key for you as an entrepreneur. So if you want to move, then a mindset of entrepreneurship. My prof is here because from Wilberforce. A venture requires what? Entrepreneurial what? Mindset. Vision and opportunity recognition. Resilience and what? Adaptability. Relentless what? Curiosity. High tolerance for what? Uncertainties. Resourcefulness and growth mindset. Growth what? Mindset. That's the mind that will set you on a course to become significant. To become what? Significant. So natural women virtue key to venture building. I always look at our natural capability, and one of it we have what? Empathy. So you don't move like any other person. When you're looking for opportunity for that. So we have empathy as women. We build what? Resilience. I can tell you, it is only us that have that ability. When things, you were talking about your mom starting that shop at the corner there. Sometimes it is only a few that comes in, but she stays on it. And Einstein said something, that if you stay long on a problem, you find a solution. One of our challenges is that we don't want to stay long, to look at it from different angles. Mama did that. That is why they are better entrepreneurs than us who had this silos learning capacity, not system. She taught through resilience. multitasking. Multi-what? Tasking. Collaborative. We do that very easily. Intuition. Resourcefulness. So, but there are barriers. There are what? There are what? Barriers. I don't want to deceive you because we have infrastructure and technical things happening. Silos way of thinking, regulatory and bureaucratic requirement. If you want to register your, it is not an easy thing. Procurement what? Challenges. Even when the health collaborative is the one supporting you, you have to bring 3 formal isn't it? 3 pro forma invoices. Some funny things. Cheaper import what? Alternatives. But the good news is the African Health Collaborative and FemSTEM. That is your launch pad. That is your what? That is your what? Launch pad. You know, because I'm a chemist, I had to tell you these are your catalytic intervention. A catalyst speeds up reactions. In the natural, the reaction will take the normal way. Are you getting it? But when you introduce a catalyst, and the good news is that they have introduced mentorship for you, so that you see that from your scientific discovery down, I thought this was showing, you can see the energy. Because that part they call the valley of death is when you can easily collapse. But the mentors are there to support at that valley of death. When you're confused, should I move on? Should I? Health Collaborative is there to hold your hands. You are not dying. You are moving on. That's your catalyst. Funding, they are there to provide. Network support, they open your eyes. Business incubation, they provide. Accelerator support programs. These are your catalysts. So don't miss out in this. So from vision to venture, I want to say kudo. Kudo. Can you clap for yourself to the what? The finalists. These are the group I have seen. So my call to action is that our health system needs our innovators. Our health system needs what? Our innovators. Tangible products and services. Women entrepreneurs, I want to call you that. Use this network to scale your what? Venture. Take advantage of it. Men in the room, be what? Allies. Partner. Support women in venture what? Building. Student, your ideas could be the life-saving product tomorrow. What idea are you leaving this room with today? Audience, live with one problem you want to solve. MasterCard, 12H, University of Toronto. Your investment supports our vehicles from moving from vision to what? From vision to what? Venture. On that note, thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Mrs. Ibok Odro, for awakening our minds, for helping us realize that the only limitation is in our mind, and what matters most is how we see the challenges around us. Instead of seeing it as a challenge, it's a good time to recognize that every challenge you see around us is a great opportunity for you to move from vision into a venture. So from today, when you go into the hospitals, when you move around the communities, and you see the issues around the challenges, don't start talking the government. The government cannot employ all of us, but I think it's a good time that we begin to rethink the narrative and how we see things around us. And I hope that at the next FemSTEM event, some of us here are going to be part of the finalists with this inspiring motivation from Prof. Ibok Odro. We would want to invite Dr. Penina Lam to make a quick presentation to our keynote speaker for us.
Hello, everyone. I notice a few more people have joined us in the room. Please join me in giving another warm applause to Professor Ibok Oduro. And to accompany the heartfelt thank you from all of us, I just want to call Prof. Ibok. Please join me. We have a small token of appreciation for you.
Thank you, Dr. Penina. Thank you, Prof. So we'll be having a panel discussion shortly. And so whilst we prepare, by way of resting and relaxing a little bit, let's invite the Bubroko Siakite group once again to give us a cultural display.
Thank you very much for the very energetic session. I believe if all our ventures and students could dance, the place would be highly energized. But I think maybe we can do that another time. Another round of applause, please. Thank you very much. At this juncture, we shall delve into the panel discussions, and then there will be a Q&A session after. So the discussion is going to be on the twists and turns of entrepreneurship. We know entrepreneurship is not a very straightforward journey, and we have some experts in the field, some people who have been through all the twists and turns, who would like to share with you their experiences in the field. So for our panel members, we have Mrs. Mary Asante Asamoah, Executive Director for Barbex Africa. Yes, please. Mrs. Joyce Owusu-Dabo, CEO for Snap-Yaba Savings and Loans. Dr. Bhavna Singh. Please, a round of applause. This session will be moderated by Ms. Rhoda Phillip, the HENT lead for the Africa Health Collaborative Secretariat. Please, a round of applause. So over the course of the discussion, when everything is done, if you have any questions, the floor will be open. We encourage our students, our ventures, to pay full attention so that if you have any questions, if there are any emerging ideas in your mind you have any questions about, you can ask. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Professor Ibok Oduro say we are all scientists, but I want to also add, and we are also entrepreneurs. So good morning, everyone. Before we begin, I would like us to take a moment to appreciate the people on this stage. Not just for sitting on the stage, but for their willingness to share their journey behind it, like what brought them on the stage. Think about it. Every lesson they are going to share, every failure, every success, I didn't see that moment. These are things that you will take years or books, money, and time and trial and error trying to figure it out on your own. But they are giving it to us today for free, and they are breaking it down step by step, so I don't have to read some vocabularies or look for a dictionary. So please, another big round of applause. All right, my wonderful ladies, I know you have big bios, and I really don't want to intimidate everyone here. So why can't you just take a minute, just a minute challenge, to introduce yourself. Tell us, what do you do? And was this your childhood dream, or something happened and you had to make a turn to be who you are today? I can start with some more, yes.
Okay, so what's the challenge? 1 minute to talk about myself and why, and how I got here.
Yes.
All right, good morning. How's everyone doing? My name is Mary Asante Asamoah. Childhood dream, I wanted to work in the UN. I wanted to be a UN Secretary General, so that was the dream. What am I doing? I'm working in mining, so very different. Mining and farming, nothing to do with the UN, but the key thing was I wanted to make a difference. That was the reason for wanting to work in the UN. Am I making a difference? Absolutely. In the industry, making a change. So I think I'm still living the childhood dream, just not in the same place that I expected to. So what do I say about myself? My name is Mary. I work in our family business,
a mind support service company. I have a podcast on family business because my desire is to see businesses, transcend across generations. So that's one thing that I do. I also serve as vice chair at the Ghana Chamber of Mines, trying to make a difference, right? So still living the dream, really. So happy to be here. Thank you.
Woo, 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 woo. From UN to entrepreneurship, you can see that. How about you, Mrs. Owusu Dabo?
All right, thank you very much, and a very good morning to everyone. It's a joy to be here and to be with you this morning. The challenge, childhood dream. I think this one my husband has not heard, but when I was in secondary school, I did O-level, A-level at the time. So O-level, I was looking at becoming an air hostess. So I did arts. But along the line in sixth form, I changed to business, and then I continued. Mindset shift, just like Prof. Ebok said. So along the line after school, got myself a job. I found myself in the financial sector. And in that space, I realized that there are more opportunities, not just for yourself, but for others. And I found out the need to support women entrepreneurs, to have them trained, have their capacities built, give them opportunities to set up and to grow businesses. So that became my vision and my dream. And I have been there till now. For the past 25 years, I've been working in this sector, training and supporting women entrepreneurs to be resilient, to be strong, and to create opportunities, not just for themselves and their families, but for other people. And I must say, I'm happy that finally I shifted into that space and to help many. Thank you.
Wow, wow. A lot of turns. So to my high schoolers, your childhood dream might change from being hair hostess to entrepreneurship support. How about you, Dr. Singh?
Hi, good morning, everyone. And thank you, Professor Ellis, Professor Wilberforce, for this opportunity. And I am Dr. Bhavna Singh. I am a clinician, a medical doctor by profession. I've worked for 25 years. And I'm also a researcher and an academician. So I mentor junior doctors, young students. I supervise PhD students as well. And I have a passion for actually empowering women. And this has been the greatest platform. And I've been a very big supporter of Africa Health Collaborative. And my mentor, Professor Ellis, has been someone I've admired since he was my senior at school. And I've been admiring him and watching him, how he mentors people, how he gives people opportunities. And I'm happy to work with him. And today I'm here to mentor you all, and I hope I can make a difference. Thank you so much.
Woo-hoo! Thank you all. What a wonderful introduction, full of twists and turns, which is really the topic of our panel discussion today. We're going to talk about the twists, the turns, and everything in between of entrepreneurship. So let's get deep into it now. The first question to you, Miss Mary Asante. Entrepreneurship, now getting serious, entrepreneurship is rarely a straight path. Can you share a major twist or turn in your entrepreneurial journey that unexpectedly shaped your success?
When Prof was giving the keynotes, if you were paying attention to the slides, there was a picture. She showed the plan, and then the reality is like this, That's the life of an entrepreneur. Now, For me, I said I wanted to work in the UN, so I did policy. And let me say, Prof, thank you very much for validating that we're all scientists, because I did international relations and political science. And every time the engineers and people are talking, I feel like this arts girl sits in the corner. But now I'm a scientist. I'll tell them that. But yes, I wanted to do international relations, and then I decided I was going to business school because I love math. It was a whole thing. Then my mother tricked me to moving back home to work with my dad to get experience, right? So I joined our family business, and I think when we listened to one speech where they said it could be with working with your family business, it can be anything, but anyway. So I moved back to join my father in the business, and I think that's one of the things I realized, that when we think entrepreneurship, sometimes it's starting something new, it's starting something great, but it could be building or stewarding what somebody else has started. Because entrepreneurship is about, you've identified a need, you're providing the solution, and of course, making some money in the process, right? So I started this journey of working with my dad, and I think the twist for me came, I was very frustrated working with the family. Working with African families is not the easiest thing, right? It's very stressful. But through all of that, I realized that stewarding that change and trying to ensure that my father's business doesn't die in my hand, it changed something for me. That's when I accepted. It wasn't about the UN things again, but my father has built something since 1990. This is me coming in 25 years later. What can I do differently? What can I build on? Yes, I had my own dream, but something changed at that moment for me, because I realized things were going this way, and I didn't want that to happen, because this is the man, this business had fed us, all of that. Now, I think in terms of how these things change, somebody can be frustrated and say, no, I have made my plan, I'm trying to go here, this is what I want to be in life, but things happen and we never understand it. Now, I joined my father's business, started sharing about my frustrations working in the business, and that has led to a whole new life for me. I have a new business out of that, where I'm actually consulting for family businesses, creating structure, helping businesses avoid the problems that I had to deal with, right? So what we see, we learned it, that every problem is offering, some opportunity for you, right? So my plan was UN. It changed to working with my dad. I was frustrated. I had to deal with certain issues. After a while, I accepted my fate, that this is what I have to deal with. So then what can I do differently here? You know the word, whatever you find to do it as unto the Lord. Like, do it and do it well. I start doing it well. I'm sharing it. Others are going through the problem that I thought I was the only one dealing with. Those people are reaching out to me, right? Suddenly, I've registered a business. I'm doing something else that is generating income, putting me on stages, international stages that I never dreamt of being on, right? But it all started from that one thing. So you just need to understand that the plan is like this, the reality is like this, but you have to have excellence as the hallmark. Like, whatever you are doing, don't assume that, this is a problem, this will go to waste, this will do this. Like, it doesn't work like that. Do it well, be present in that moment, and you'll be amazed at the things. I mean, for you, maybe you set your mind that you want to be a doctor, and why has National Service posted you here? What am I going to learn there? That skill you learn on that side, that thing you pick from that side, could set you apart when you're sitting with all the doctors doing interview for the next round. They say, oh, but this lady has presentation skills that nobody else has. It will push you up. So I like the mess. I think it's actually fun and exciting. So come on over and join us on this.
Thank you for that. I would have loved to do a follow-up, but I don't want to add more. I'll come back to you. And as you've seen, it's the straight line and zigzag, but all lead to success. So we're coming to Madam CEO, Mrs. Owusu Dabo. As a CEO of an institution that interacts with entrepreneurs, including startup businesses, how are their stories of success and challenges like?
Great, thank you very much. Having worked with our institution for the past 25 years, so let me just clear the air a little. I am in charge of Sinapi Aba Trust. So that is the NGO wing. We look at the non-financial services, and then we have the Sinapi Aba Savings and Loans. I used to be there as the Chief Program Officer and then have been moved into the trust side now. Yeah, so that is how it is. Yeah, so for women entrepreneurs and the successes, we have seen a lot. I have seen a lot of them. And just as we have heard this morning from many of the speakers, there's one particular ingredient that runs through entrepreneurs that are successful. And the first one is resilience. You have to be resilient. Our lady just mentioned the straight course of a vision. In fact, Prof. Ibok diagram is always straight. When the vision comes, when the dreams come, it's straight. But yes, the reality is zigzag. But what keeps you going is your focus. When the storm comes, you don't shift. You stay put. Remain focused. Look at what will help you to achieve that goal you have set for yourself. And that's what makes an entrepreneur an entrepreneur. You do not run away because an issue has cropped up, but you stay and find solution to that challenge and you move on. So you have to be resilient, be able to identify the uncertainties in the market, be able to find out what are the challenges in terms of all the bureaucracies that you have to go through and how to go through them. You may have to look at support system. How can I have opportunities to have people come my way to support me? So we are talking about network here. What network do you have? You need mentorship. So all these women that I have seen in the business circles are adapting this approach. So you need to have a very good mentor to guide, to lead. They've been there before. So when you are going and there's a gutter ahead of you, they will tell you there's a gutter here, jump. Maybe she didn't jump, she walked and fell into it. But she will tell you jump. So you skip a challenge. So a mentor is very important. Network gives you opportunity for your product, for your services. You know, instead of struggling for a market, one network alone can create that market opportunity for you that you need. So resilience is very important. You need networking, you need mentorship, and also you need to remain very focused on the business. And this is what I have seen in great women who are entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. I see my girls there taking notes. I was wondering if we could make like TikTok reels from this so that we remember everything. Dr. Singh, the next question is, in many African countries, healthcare systems, you know this very well, face challenges such as access, affordability, and infrastructure gaps. Now tell us, how can entrepreneurs build sustainable businesses while solving real health problems across Africa? And we are speaking about these young entrepreneurs here.
Thank you, Rhoda. So yes, healthcare entrepreneurship has to start by observing the real problems on ground. And as we have heard from, several of our speakers, our PI, our keynote speaker, we have seen that in Africa, the major, challenges are access to healthcare, then shortages of healthcare workers, as well as infrastructure, and affordability is actually a huge barrier. So an entrepreneur is the one who can actually come out with a solution to solve this problem and not just bring in an innovation, to youth. So an entrepreneur would be one who would bring about solution to curb, access to healthcare in the form of, bringing virtual healthcare interface so that you can bring access to the rural communities of Ghana. Then, maternal healthcare where women who are pregnant and, hardly remember their antenatal dates, and missing on their appointments, medication intake, and even identifying danger signs. So that is when an entrepreneur comes in, by identifying these gaps and providing solutions, that can actually solve these problems. So all these kind of, solution brings about improvement in the healthcare outcomes of the community. And I must tell you that 40% of the population of Ghana is residing in the rural areas. So this is where we can play on the, as an entrepreneur, to bring access, to improve diagnostic services. So instead of patients traveling, longer distances to access laboratory services, sophisticated radiological services, bring about, decentralization of these radiological services, bring mobile radiology services to, points of care to make things accessible. So this is just to let you know that, there is a lot of, innovations that you can bring to actually bring about the solution to the existing problems. And one of the most exciting examples in Africa is the drone that carries, medical supplies, vaccines, blood products, to the hard-to-reach communities in Ghana, and that is the zip line. You understand? Yeah, zip line. I'm sure you've heard of it. So that has been, very instrumental during the COVID-19 pandemic, and we were able to send vaccines to these hard-to-reach communities. So look out for innovations such as this. But remember that sustainability of any innovation, you must have it adding value to multiple stakeholders. So when you think about any innovations, think about how many people,
All right, so listen, I live by a mantra, to thyself be true. And when you heard what she talked about success, there comes a point when things get tough and you need to push. That's the resilience she talked about. But if you just go on Google, pick something and say, I'm doing this. It's not from here, right? So when things get tough, you lose that vim, right? So in choosing what to do, it should start from here. What is that thing that is drawing you to solve a problem? Somebody may not be interested in maternal health, but your mates have issues and they need people to deal with them on the mental health. So you need to make sure that you are connected from here in choosing your path. Now, in talking about the solutions, we have the tendency of waiting for government to solve every problem. It's not going to work. I mean, government can't do everything. We just need to wake up to that reality that it's not possible. So what are the things that we need to do? When we talk about the access, for instance, you're all on your phone. There's digital ways of doing things. Yes, we can say that in the rural areas, we can't get access. They don't have digital whatever. So if I build a platform, how will they get it? But if you are solving the problem, they are the people who have the need. So is there a one corner shop that there's digital, you set up a small corner that, just book a time here, get on this platform, you can talk to a doctor who's in Accra. Look for the problems and find the solutions. I am launching a platform on Wednesday for the mining industry, but it's a digital platform because everybody is on their phone now. So I'm saying, hey, let's create the Alibaba for mining. If you want to buy any chemicals, get on this platform and buy it. Same way, we can have a platform where people can consult, people can, have discussions. Is one way to look at it. I think Prof actually showed the different things that we could do. Another key one is with mental health. People are really not okay these days. So you see somebody in suit and you get close and you're like, you need help. But depression is real. Mental health is key. And it's something that we avoided a lot, growing up. But it's there. We can see the issues now. You guys have the opportunity because most of the challenges is coming from the youth. So you know your people and their problems. Look at the problems and see what is it that we want to, what is it that can help us fix our problems. Since you're an insider, it's even easier to create these maybe safe spaces where people can have counseling or wellness things. They're just different opportunities. We cannot wait for the government to solve all. So it's like, start in your space. When you talk about maternal health, every day somebody is giving birth. So that's, if you're talking entrepreneurship, that's a good opportunity, right? So how can we ensure that there's safe delivery of baby? You talked about the antenatal. What is that you can do? How can you position yourself? Because when it comes to the access, the maternal health, the mental health, those are 3 key areas. And the opportunities are endless. It's just a matter of positioning yourself so that you're not just aligning with the trend, but you're also looking at your strengths. You're also looking at what you can do. Because if you put me somewhere with blood, I don't, it doesn't matter how much money, it won't work out. So you to test yourself, what is it that I'm good at? Which of these trending areas can I position myself? And just ensure that I'm offering a solution that will give me some value as well. So think deep and follow the trend. Align the two, and you should be able to fix the problem.
No, this is deep. I'm already positioning. Think about positioning yourself. What do you feel that you can solve? Okay, anyway, think about it. Next question. Thank you for that. That was powerful. Mrs. Owusu Dabo, we have been inspired to position ourselves, to think deep, but the realities on the ground are real. So the question is, many startups fail. I'm a testament. I failed 2 startups. I gave up. So many startups fail before they succeed. How do you balance resilience with knowing when to pivot, especially in health-focused entrepreneurship, where lives may be impacted?
Thank you. So for women, we have a lot of responsibilities. It's not just with our work, but we have responsibilities as home, as wives, mothers, caregivers to others, and other responsibility. If you go to church, you might have your church responsibilities and all that. But you are expected to win or to excel in each of these scenarios. So if you are starting a business and assuming it fails, I'll put fail in quotes, because once it doesn't succeed at that first attempt, it doesn't mean that that is it. Try again. It will work. And we've seen that over and over again. Probably the first time we did something wrong, and so it affected the outcome of the business. So look at the other side of the coin of the business and start the narrative again, and you will succeed. Then on the other side, when it comes to responsibilities, you have a lot, and yet you still want to win. So what do? You still, again, have to have your mission before you. You wake up in the morning, that is a mission in front of you. You dream it, you drink it, you eat it. That is your vision. Then you should have a plan for the business, and you follow through that plan. That plan must be clear to you and to the people you are working with. Unfortunately, sometimes some business entrepreneurs keep everything to themselves. So when they are not there, even the assistants can't do anything. And that is a challenge for the business. In my company, we are running a mentorship program for the entrepreneurs, and we've seen that that is one major challenge, delegation. So when they are coming for meeting, they will have to close their businesses and come. So we realized we need to teach them something on delegation. And after we've done that, they have that confidence to train their people so that they can take over and manage the businesses when they are not there. And they are so excited. So those who work with, maybe not everybody, but one or two of them that you trust, you have that confidence to train, to share some level of vision, ideas with them, so that when you are not there, they can equally pick up the business and manage it very well for you. The other thing is time management. We all have 24 hours in a day, whether you're a woman entrepreneur or not. So the fact that you're a woman entrepreneur, you don't have 42 hours in a day. It's still 24 hours. So you need to divide your time efficiently, when to do what and how and all that, so that you are able to religiously apportion your time to achieve the various things you want to do as a woman entrepreneur. The other thing you are looking at doing as a woman entrepreneur is also that, yes, sometimes you get stressed. Mary just talked about the psychiatry and all that, the stresses, you know. So as a woman entrepreneur, you may have to look for probably a support. And sometimes I call it extended hands. So maybe at home you might need a help who can be with the children, and then you can be at work and focus on the business. You know, because you can't bring the baby to work all the time. And even if you have to bring the baby, sometimes you are engaging a customer and your baby is crying. That is not a good thing for you. So you might need to have somebody there to help you take care of the baby so that you are able to focus again on the business. Now we also have technology. We've spoken about it a lot this morning. Digital platforms to use so that we can efficiently and effectively provide our services or the products to the customer. You know, people want, at a click of the button, things happening. And so if your business can take that shape and form, then why not? I remember cases when in COVID-19, schools in Ghana were closed for almost about a year. And some of our schools entrepreneurs that we have, we call them edupreneurs. So these are schools that we support in the private space, basic schools. And they have to shift into what? Digital learning, e-learning. So they have to create platform, now bring stakeholders together, parents, teachers, the pupils themselves, to teach them how to use Zoom and all that to learn, to do the assignments and to return those assignments, everything online. So if you're a woman entrepreneur in these times, you need to be abreast with technology that are happening in the space, so you can also keep your business going. You wouldn't say, this has happened and so I can't do it. Once you started a business, you need to ensure that you succeed. Because the business, as we've heard, even from Penila, it went a long way to support their family, including paying their school fees and all that. And that is what your business seeks to do. So when you're setting out the business, don't joke with it. It's not like I'm just doing it for doing sake. You must have a reason, you must have a vision for doing. And I've seen that most of the women entrepreneurs, at least those that I've engaged with, these women are doing the business with a lot of passion, because they see the business as their source of income that support them, that support their family. It supports everything that they do. And besides that, it becomes conduits of creating employment even for others in the communities in which they live in. So the responsibility is not just yours alone. Once you set it up, you are looking at the impact that that business is going to create, the outcome that you're going to have in that business. And so spread yourself as much as possible, but make sure that you're having all the possible antidotes that you need so that you remain strong, you are able to attend to business issues and all the other responsibilities that you have as a woman entrepreneur, so that at the end of the day, your business still remains, it grows, and is sustainable. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. What are great tips. Professor Wilberforce, I was late, and I listened to this tip before my business will be successful. I will be away, not on the stage today, making millions and changing lives, creating employment. So young people, this is really great. I'm cognizant of time, but I also want you to write down your questions. If you can't find time to actually ask the panelists here, you will get the opportunity to network with them individually and ask them the questions that you've written down. So let's carry on. And MC, please let me know when to stop. We're almost wrapping up. So, Dr. Singh, we want to solve Ghana problem today with you in Ghana healthcare. So in Ghana and across Africa, trust in health solutions can sometimes be influenced by culture, traditions, and misinformation. How can entrepreneurs build solutions that are both innovative and culturally relevant?
Thank you, Rhoda. So I would say that trust is the biggest currency in healthcare. And to actually sell your product, you must ensure that people believe in the product and it is, culturally acceptable. And in Africa, and I would say in Ghana, most of the healthcare, decisions, are influenced by the community leaders, the culture, the religion, family beliefs. And I would say that if you intend to bring about an innovation and you do not involve these stakeholders, or I would say influencers, then you do not expect that your innovation is going to, be sustainable. So let's take, for instance, maternal health. So every woman in rural areas, the first person they actually get in touch with when they are pregnant is the elderly woman or the traditional birth attendant. So if as an innovator, you're trying to bring in a digital app, to support them, with the pregnancy and health, maternal related problems, you have to make sure that you involve the traditional birth attendants, from the beginning to understand and to scale it, through them. Otherwise, if you just intend to pass on this innovation as an innovator, it would not happen. Then let's take another example like mental health. Yes. Mental health is perceived as someone who has maybe it has been associated with someone having a spiritual condition or stigma. So if you are trying to counsel someone through an app and you do not take these beliefs in consideration, then you are not, actually making that impact. So cultural beliefs, and involving the community leaders, religious leaders, is a very integral part, when you are trying to bring on an innovation. So remember that as much as you are bringing an innovation which is technologically smart, you should be culturally intelligent. Thank you so much.
Thank you. She actually reminds me, when I was growing up, if I see mad people, I was told they are bewitched or juju. So, but those are some of the cultural nuances that doctor is talking about that we need to innovate around those and change those narratives, because mental health is not a black magic issue. It is a health issue. Thank you so much for that. We're coming close. Mrs. Mary, I want you to answer this question and maybe add your concluding thoughts to young girls who are aspiring to be you or more. So the question for you is, entrepreneurship often demands personal sacrifice. How do you maintain your mental wellness, work-life balance, and motivation during period of difficulty where the business is not functioning well?
Deserves a woo, sir, Well, I'll start with the balance. Now, please, is there such a thing as balancing everything. I honestly don't believe so. The pressure is too much to think of what to balance. But you know how you guys are in school and you have work, chem teacher is asking for this person is asking for this, and you're thinking, oh my God, how do I handle all this? And you're feeling it's a lot, like this is the end of the world, right? Multiply that by 100, because what they are going through is cartoons. It's nothing compared to the real world. But in terms of balance, I told you, I live by the to thyself be true. And so for me, I don't think it's possible to balance. I think at any point, I've come to accept that there's a thing that will require most of my attention at a certain point. I just make sure I am present, I give it my all, move to the next. But of course, there are certain things that you won't mess with, right? Your family, there are things that you, but at least give yourself the grace to understand that you can't be all things to all men. You cannot be everywhere. You cannot do all things. But if you're somewhere, be fully present. You can say you're spending time with your children and yet you're on your phone the whole time working. You can't be in the boardroom and now be asking the nanny, what is this? Like, be present and give it your all. And I mean, there are things that keep me grounded or help me in situations like this. First one is my faith. I'm a Jesus girl, and I don't apologize for it. But whatever it is that you believe in, just you need to have an anchor. So make sure that faith is solid. We don't do lukewarm. You are in and you are fully in, because the challenges will come. Have you seen the price of fuel? If you are in logistics right now, you are making a loss, you know? And you have to be smiling through it. So you need your faith. Then, support system. She talked about support system. Students, marry well, okay? It's so important. It is not about the six-pack. It's not about the one who can dance well. You need peace of mind. Imagine the business is giving you stress. Then you do 8 to 5, and you are driving home, and you are shaking because a guy is waiting, and he's not correct. You know, you don't want that. So you have this, I mean, you should thank them for this opportunity where you're hearing these things now, and you can make changes. I am come to spoil that relationship today. Just think about it. Go and change the marking scheme, and that boy that you're eyeing right now, think about it. That can he take me where I'm trying to get to? It's not about the person who's doing kakalika right now. That's not it. Where are we going, and who is taking you there? Does he buy into your vision? Will he complain when you say, my dear, I need to travel to Kumasi at 6 today, so you have to take care of the children and take them to school? Will you saying, please, 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 take care of your children? No. You say, oh, do you want me to go and drop you at the airport? That's what you want, okay? So marry right, trust me. It's even nicer, and then it's nicer than six-pack, okay? Now, when my husband hears that, he probably say, am I telling him he has a belly, a pot belly? But anyway, the support is key. Your partner matters. Having a nanny, like whatever it is that will make you do your work and do it so that you don't end up in the mental health queue. Make sure that you have those things. And also, businesses evolve, things change. Look, they call me Oba per school, but I'm always learning. Every year you find me doing a course or another, like I'm always developing myself because things are changing. And so if you feel like I'm all this, I've arrived, and things are changing, I'm still sitting there and this is my business and this is how we do things, and you're not evolving, you'll be frustrated every day, yeah? So make sure that, hold on to that faith, have the right support system, in caps, marry right, and then also keep developing yourself so that when things get tough, you are moving with the times. It's not now you find that there's AI. Meanwhile, you didn't know anything about it. You have been writing, and everybody's gone digital, and we've left you behind, right? So just keep with the times and keep shining. I want to hear the success stories of how you people have made it in life and you are making all these things, but the foundation is key. So this is me, and I think you do the same. You'll be fine. Okay?
Whoa. Who would have thought that you will even get dating tips, marriage tips? We're talking about entrepreneurship. You see, this is a bonus. So go and check your relationship. Entrepreneurship is about success in relationship and in business relationship as well as personal relationship. Thank you so much. Last question to Mrs. Owusu Dabo. I think you marry right, yeah? I'm inspired. So, your last question, for young women interested in STEM, entrepreneurship, especially in health innovation, what practical advice would you give to them about navigating uncertainty, overcoming fear, and turning ideas into impact?
Thank you once again for the question. So for my dear young ones of FemSTEM who want to be entrepreneurs, the space is big, the space is good, but it all depends on what you make out of it. What is the idea? What is the dream? Start small. Don't wait till you get everything in a perfect shape before you start. One thing that we never stop doing is learning. We all learn along the line. And learning helps you build strong experiences. And those experiences feed back into the businesses for you to improve it and do it well. So start small and don't look for bigger money. Some of you want to look for millions of cedis or dollars before you start your business. You can start with 10,000 Ghana, 50,000 Ghana, depending on the idea. Start from there. Even seriously, we have women who took like 500 cedis to start a business. And today they are running big shops. They started with 500 cedis. And today they are taking millions, running big shops. So it's all about how you do it. It's not about the big money. Sometimes you take the big money and you don't even know how to manage it. And it becomes a challenge for you. So have your idea, start small. Because for somebody to even come and invest in that business, we need to have the trust and confidence in that business. And if I should speak from the financial side, we want to see the strength and the capacity of the business before I'll give you anything like a loan. Why should I give you a loan? Just because you have an idea? No. I must be convinced that when I invest this money into this business, that business, we expect that same business to generate the income and pay back. We don't expect you to have opened FemSTEM Company Limited. You've come for a loan of, let's say, 100,000 cedis. And you tell me that you are working at KNUST and your pay slip is 20,000 a month. So assuming you are paying 5,000 a month, you're going to pay me from your pay slip. No. We expect that the repayment comes from your business. So you start small, build your business, and be able to convince investors, funders, and other people who are interested in supporting that you can grow this business. And this business has a prospect. And so they can come in and support you and invest. The other thing I also talk about is the fact that we need to, I've mentioned it over and over again, but we can't stop. Mentorship is very important in the business. And staying focused in the business is also very important. Then you have to look at your skills. You build your skills from time to time because the skill you need to start from level 1. When you get to level 2, 3, 4, the skill will change. Maybe you have just 1 employee at a time. Now you have 10 employees. You need different skill sets and knowledge to manage them and manage the businesses as it grows. And also make sure that you innovate in the business. The fact that you have set up one line of business doesn't mean that that is all of it. You can create another business out of it, give birth to it. So in my case, we started as a non-financial institution, Snap Yaba Trust. That was 1996. In 2013, Snap Yaba Trust gave birth to Snap Yaba Savings and Loans. So we're able to create another company out of the existing company. So you might be doing something now, but then within that space, there could be a gap somewhere. There could be opportunity somewhere still within or around the business that you could look at to create another business. So you have streams of what? Of income and opportunity for others to also come and work and have enough to support themselves and their families. So to you, our young ones, the sky is your limit. You can do anything. Now information also abound. You can use AI, all that, to learn a lot of things. So I encourage you to do so and make sure that, because it is said that, have you seen a rich man who is working for somebody before? Tell me, have you seen a rich man working for somebody before? All rich men work for themselves, rich men and women. Let me add the women. They work for themselves. They are entrepreneurs. And so if you are looking for that, then you work for yourself, and the time is now. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. The time is now. Become the next rich woman on the continent. I know our time is up, but Dr. Singh, any last word you want to add?
Yes, so I just wanted to let you know that Ghana is digitally ready, and healthcare globally is taking a great transformation through the digital platform, and 80% of Ghana's population has mobile internet, and 89% of our population has access to electricity. So the platform has already been created. So we can easily create, technologies that uses digital platforms to improve the health outcomes of Ghana. So it's all in your hands. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you, my wonderful panelists. What a privilege to host you. We all done. Big last round of applause, my people. Thank you all. Thank you all for listening and taking note. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our wonderful panel. Shall we give them another round of applause? So to say a very special thank you to our panel members and moderator, we would like to present them with plaques. I shall invite Professor Ibo Kuduro to present the first plaque to Mrs. Joyce Osudabo. Please, a round of applause as we welcome Prof. Yes. So Prof. Ibok presenting to Mrs. Joyce Osudabo. Yes. Oh. Thank you very much, Mrs. Owusu-Dabo, for the wonderful advice you gave our students. Prof. Odro, please. Shall we also invite Mrs. Mary Asantia Samoa? Mrs. Mary Asantia Samoa.
To interacting with this young lady. I enjoyed her conversation so much. And then, that she's now a new scientist in the making.
Thank you very much, Prof. Odro. Shall we have, yes, Prof, thank you very much. Shall we have Prof. Paul Sante to present the next plaque? Prof. Paul Sante to present the next plaque to Dr. Bhavana Singh. Can we do it bigger? Bigger for Dr. Bhavana Singh. Thank you very much, Dr. Singh. Finally, we shall present the next plaque to Ms. Rhoda Phillip. She was the moderator for the session. Thank you so much, Ms. Rhoda. Thank you very much, Professor Sante. Please, a round of applause. I think you will all agree with me that it was a very wonderful session. Do you agree as students? Do you agree? Yes. The wonderful thing about this is I know you didn't have the opportunity to ask questions, but we will have some breakout sessions where you can ask all the present questions. So I hope you brought your notepads and you jotted all your questions down. I hope you did. All right, that's wonderful. We'll have a photo session, but before that, I'd like to introduce you to how we are going to go about the breakout sessions. So we'll have 5 groups. This is going to be a mentorship circle for our students and then our ventures. Our students, on your name tags, you will see there's a number 1 to 4. Do I have the ones? Ones, can I see you?